Hi, I'm Jeff McCartney. Let's talk about artificial intelligence and human consciousness. We have Google and most of the AI community that are banking on neural networks being the best representation of the human mind. But it only understands patterns that the data scientist has trained it to identify. They don't understand nuance. For example, there's a problem with a dog face and a blueberry muffin, where it can't figure out the difference. A neural network can't think outside the box. It can't learn beyond what it's been trained to recognize. So, how do we overcome these limitations? Back in 2002, I started my first job in the tech industry, and they asked me to implement natural language processing. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I spent the next year learning it and implementing a successful process which resulted in a patent. But during that process, I was struggling with the question, how can a computer learn like a person? Then the question became, how does a person learn something new? While thinking about the second one, I made a realization. If you are a baby and you feel a prick on your arm, you attempt to remove the pain. So you randomly try something, move your arms, cry, where crying brings a parent, and the parent removes the pain. So you remember that crying achieved your goal, and you store this in your brain. But the next time, crying doesn't bring about the removal of this pain. So you try something else. You move around, wiggling, squirming, until you eventually swat the pain away, and you store those actions in your brain. I struggled trying to solve this problem with neural networks for a long time. I tried a bunch of different approaches to see if neural network or other algorithms could be the solution. In October 2015, I made a realization and devised a new algorithm that would solve this problem. Let's take a very simplified demonstration using the blueberry muffin and the dog's face. With a neural network, it would convert the two images into edges, or black and white lines, which in the end, they look very similar. So the neural network says 86% match on a chihuahua for both of them. Not very accurate though. Let's look at my algorithm and see how it does. When it comes to the comparison, it looks at the detail. For the dog, it sees fur, and for the muffin, it sees bread. Then it says from past training that fur belongs to animals, and a chihuahua belongs to this group. So it would match the image of the chihuahua with the word chihuahua. When it looks at the muffin, it sees that bread belongs to food, and that blueberry muffin is also food. By looking at the detailed information and conceptual relationships, it's able to figure out which word belongs to which image. I call this a spatial relationship tree. A couple more differences between neural networks and my algorithm is that neural networks require you to find the best model for a given problem, where the search space could be infinite. My algorithm only requires you to provide the inputs and outputs, and then it figures out the rest. Also, my algorithm is continuously learning, and a neural network is not. So where do we go from here? Many or almost all fields can take advantage of this algorithm. But if I had to choose one, I would target the autonomous vehicles market. I know cars pretty well, and while I have experience in the other markets, I believe that the car market is the easiest solution to develop for, which means that the time to market should be a lot quicker. The autonomous vehicles market is projected to be a $30 billion industry in the next 3 to 4 years. But competition does exist in this market. With Tesla claiming full autonomous operation soon, Toyota, Chevy, Audi, and others are working on solutions as well. One might be curious as to why I am not building this in my free time. Currently, I take time off of work to make any real progress. This algorithm is extremely complex and difficult to work on in random off hours. I'm seeking help to get it completed in less time. So for interested investors, my LinkedIn is in the description below. Also, I have created other videos that discuss how the human mind works, so please check those out. And thanks for watching.